I keep moving back, but then I feel too far away. Today I decided to do the first time tag. It's not as like vulgar as you think. You just answer questions about your first time, like your first place you traveled or something like that. So yeah, I was like doing these kind of videos every once in a while, videos where I ask and answer questions about myself. Wow, that sounds so conceited. It's always nice to step back from videos like funny ones or ones with my friends or beauty related ones and kind of focus more on me. Wow! I can't make this sound not conceited. I just wanted to do a tag today. I don't feel like doing a makeup tutorial. Yeah. I found a website that has 56 fun first time questions you must answer immediately. So we're gonna do that one. 56 questions is a lot, so let's just dive in. First app you check when you wake up in the morning. Probably Twitter, or whichever, this is so terrible, whichever app has the most notifications. So it could be like Snapchat, it could be Facebook, whichever one has more, then I'll go to that one first. But usually I go to Twitter. First broken bone, never broken a bone. First foreign country you ever visited. I guess if we're just like counting somewhere that's not home, probably Mexico. Yeah, I think Mexico. I went when I was like 11 or 12. First Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook post. When I find those, I will put them here. First makeup item. Ooh, probably mascara, like everybody else. First plane ride you ever went on. I think to go visit my grandparents in Palm Springs. First time you ever got in trouble at home or school. Honestly, I didn't ever really get in trouble at home or school, like ever. I was a pretty good kid, and I was an only child, so I never got in like fights with anybody. I hate conflict, but the most like memorable one that I have was at school, and I can't even remember what we did. I think we like broke into the library. I have no idea. Like, we were in elementary school. Something happened, we got in trouble because of, I think maybe because we took something from the library or something with the library. The librarian caught us. We all went to the principal's office, like me and my 3 friends, and we were all just bawling. I can't even remember the reason why, but we were all like bawling our eyes out because we were in trouble and we were all like good, precious kids. First time you were allowed to put makeup on. I just kind of started wearing it in middle school, I would say. Probably in like grade 6 or 7. I just kind of like threw on a little like flicks of eyeliner. I thought I looked like very like cat eye, very like beautiful supermodel. And my parents were just like, okay, cool, like that looks pretty. And so I just like kept going from there, and look where we are now. First YouTuber you subscribed to. Probably either Smosh or Jenna Marbles, and I still watch Jenna Marbles. First BF/GF. Well, my first real relationship was with Lissa, if like any of you know her, shout out. We're like really good friends now, and it didn't really last that long, but it was a good, it was a good month. Yeah, and then since then I've had one other relationship. My first car, it was a Toyota Yaris, and it was white, and I crashed it. My first celebrity crush. It's honestly gonna be someone like, who can I think of earliest? Anyone from like Tiger Beat magazine, like young Zac Efron, Cody, what's his face from Hannah Montana, who played Jake, who played Miley's boyfriend, him. I think I liked Joe Jonas a lot. My first crush. Kind of growing up, I never really had crushes. I know that's weird to say, but like, it seemed like I always had to be forced into having crushes because all my friends had them. So they'd be like, who do you like, da da da. And I'd say like, I don't know, I don't like anybody. They're like, oh, you have to. I'm getting into like real dark stuff. So basically like, they wouldn't take no for an answer, so I would just like tell them, oh, I like so-and-so. And then they'd make this whole big deal, and so that was terrible. I like, it never ended up being someone I actually liked. My first ever boyfriend. My first boyfriend, I'm not gonna say his name, but we dated for a little bit this year. We started dating last year in August and we just broke out this March. So it wasn't that long. Yeah, I don't know, I never really dated in high school. I never dated earlier than that. I had more important things to do. My first ever kiss was on a cruise ship. My first ever cell phone. Oh, my first ever cell phone, if I can find a picture, I'll put it here. But it was one where like it had like buttons and everything, like it wasn't touchscreen, and it could go sideways and you like flipped it up to get the keyboard. That was the coolest phone back then. So cool. You flipped it up, you did your little texting, you flipped it back and you sent it like that. My first ever date. Probably like the first date me and my ex-boyfriend went on was my first date. That's so sad. My first fear, like as far as I can remember, it's been spiders. Like my first friend in college. I'm in college now and I have not made any friends. That just because I have better things to do and I don't want to make friends. I have enough friends. My first heartbreak happened this year in March. My first internet activity. Oh boy. Well, internet activity, probably playing Farmville on my mom's Facebook. My first job, it was at a movie theater. I still work there currently. I've been there since grade 10. So about 4 years now. My first language, English. My first love was my most recent relationship, sadly. My first pet was my beautiful cat, Diesel. Like, he was my first pet, but we had like cats in the house while I was, like, before I was born and while I was growing up. But my first pet was my cat Diesel, which you've probably seen in a few videos. My first piercing, and when did I get it? Ugh. My first piercing, not counting just like your lobes, obviously. My first one was my cartilage piercing up here. It's just a hoop. And I got it for my 15th birthday. My first sexual experience. There's the big ticket one. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna talk about that on camera. I know that's like the only question people ever want to hear, but I'm not gonna talk about that here because I have family watching, and just out of respect for both of us, I'm not gonna speak on that. My first swear word. When I was in 5th grade, I said this without even knowing like that it was bad or the meaning or anything, but I called someone I don't want to say it, a bastard, and I yelled it across the classroom to this kid, and I don't think he even heard, but everyone around me just like gasped, and I was like, what did I do? And they're like, and my best friend at the time was like, that's a bad word, like, you just said a bad word. And I was freaking out the entire day because I had such a problem with saying swear words back then, so I thought I was gonna get so much trouble and I was a bad person, and it was bad. My first tattoo. I actually don't have any tattoos at the moment. I have this long story that goes along with it, but I'm not getting tattoos for another few years. My first thought today. I'm dying. My first time on a ship. On a big ship was probably my cruise to Mexico. My first time on a train. Ooh, I think if I remember correctly, the first time was in London, like us going to where Shakespeare was born. We went on a train and we it was like half an hour long. My first toy, like a kid's toy, plastic dinosaurs, I think. The first book I remember reading. Not a specific book, but a book series I read for the first time was Junie B. Jones. Those were like the best books. The first concert I ever attended, Hilary Duff. The first movie I remember seeing. I could not tell you. I have a feeling it was an Indiana Jones movie, like one of them. Either like Temple of Doom. I think actually it was Temple of Doom. The first person I talked to today, my mom. The first person you text when something exciting happens. Probably Brittany or David, or both of them. They're always the first to know. Or Daniela, like any of those three. I have a lot of people, or Zeev, like it depends on the person. Like I have at least 4 or 5 people that I would text. The first text I sent today, let's see. My first text today was to my dad, and it was because he butt dialed me, and so I texted him, "I think you just butt dialed me," and he said, "I did, sorry," and I said, "No problem." The first thing I do every morning, probably get up and take out my retainer and clean my retainer. The first time you ever got drunk, it was, truth be told, it was my grade 12 cast party. The play had finished, and every year there's a cast party, and yeah. The first wedding I attended, I think my very first wedding I attended was to my aunt and uncle's wedding. When did you go to your first party? The cast party that I got drunk at was probably my first party ever. When did you have your first sleepover? I think with my old best friend Megan. I think I slept over at her house for her birthday party once, and I talked in my sleep, apparently. So that was embarrassing. First time I got a speeding ticket. It was actually the night that we filmed and dyed my hair pink. Like, I have obviously the video where I dye my hair pink. That night, I was leaving Zeev's house and I was extremely tired. It was 11:30 at night. I was driving home and I was going through a 40 zone, but I was doing 70 and a cop came out of nowhere and pulled me over, and I actually drove a little ways before actually pulling over because I didn't even notice he was behind me. I was just so out of it and so tired. I didn't even notice that his sirens were blaring behind me. So I pull over and this guy's like, "Did you even see me behind you?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I'm really tired, I'm just trying to get home." And he was like, "Well, you're going 30 over the speed limit there." And I was like, "Yes, I am aware, I'm just trying to get home to my dear sweet mother who's probably worried about me." So he ended up writing me a ticket, and pretty much, he also asked if I was if I was drunk or not sober or anything, and I said no, I literally told him, "No, I'm just stupid." That was it. And the very last question to make it a full 56 is the first time I got in a fist fight. Wow, that's really lackluster because I have never gotten in a fist fight because I'm a good person. Well, that is all the questions that I have. That was a lot, actually. So I think that is it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like any of my other videos, make sure to subscribe to me. It'll make me really, really happy. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope maybe you learned a little bit about me. I hope that my parents still love me. Tell me a little bit about yourself in the comments. If you want to leave me a comment telling me one of your first times, first time doing something, first time going somewhere, let me know in the comments. I would love to read them all. So I will see you all next week with a new video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a beauty video. I do have one planned. So yeah, get excited for that one. But I will see you all next time in my next video. Okay, goodbye! I'm sorry if you can see things in the back of my room. I have all my lights and tripods set up because I was going to film a makeup tutorial actually on this look, but I wasn't confident enough in it because I hadn't done it before. It was going to be unplanned, and then it didn't go so well.